Did you know that 90% of high-performing individuals have one thing in common? It's not their IQ, but their emotional intelligence, EQ. Yes, that's right, your ability to understand and manage your emotions could be the key to your happiness, success, and even love life. Studies show that people with high EQs are 70% more likely to have healthier relationships and lead more fulfilling lives. But here's the kicker, only 36% of adults have high emotional intelligence. So, what exactly is EQ, and why should you care? In this video, we'll dive deep into how emotional intelligence shapes our relationships, helps us handle stress, and even boosts our overall well-being. From learning to manage your emotions in tough situations to mastering the art of communication, we'll share practical strategies that you can start using today. Whether you're single, in a relationship, or just looking to improve your emotional well-being, this guide to EQ will change the way you connect with the world. Stay tuned as we explore the 5 key components of emotional intelligence and how you can use them to live a happier, more connected life. Ready to unlock the power of emotional intelligence? Let's dive in. Chapter 1: Unlocking Your Heart. What emotional intelligence really means. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is one of the most important factors in building strong relationships, yet it's often overlooked. Unlike IQ, which focuses on cognitive abilities, EQ centers on understanding and managing emotions, both your own and others. According to psychologist Daniel Goleman, emotional intelligence is made up of 5 key components: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. These skills play a crucial role in forming deep, meaningful relationships and are directly linked to happiness and well-being. One of the most powerful aspects of EQ is self-awareness. This is the ability to recognize your own emotions and understand how they impact your thoughts and actions. For example, if you're aware that you're feeling frustrated, you can choose how to react instead of letting the emotion control you. Research by the University of California showed that individuals who practice self-awareness are more likely to resolve conflicts positively and create more satisfying relationships. Next, self-regulation helps us manage our emotions in healthy ways. Emotional outbursts may feel good in the moment but often cause long-term harm. When you're able to pause and think before reacting, you can avoid hurtful comments or actions that might damage your relationship. According to a study in the Journal of Applied Psychology, people who regularly practice emotional regulation are less likely to engage in toxic behavior like shouting or shutting down in arguments. While self-awareness and self-regulation are key, motivation is another crucial aspect of EQ. Motivation in emotional intelligence isn't about setting goals but about cultivating an inner drive to maintain healthy connections with others. In relationships, motivation is what pushes us to act with kindness, even when things are tough. Motivated people tend to bounce back faster from relationship setbacks and look for solutions rather than getting stuck in negative emotions. Finally, empathy and social skills help us connect with others on a deeper level. Empathy is the ability to understand what someone else is feeling, which builds trust and emotional intimacy. Studies have shown that couples who are empathetic towards each other are 60% more likely to have long-lasting, happy marriages. Developing strong social skills can enhance your ability to communicate and resolve conflicts effectively, which is key to a thriving relationship. Ultimately, emotional intelligence is about building the awareness and tools needed to connect with others on an emotional level. Whether you're looking to improve your relationship with a partner, family member, or friend, EQ is the secret ingredient that leads to a happier and more fulfilling life. Chapter 2: The Power of Empathy. Connecting beyond words. Empathy is often called the superpower of emotional intelligence, and for good reason. It's the ability to tune into someone else's feelings, understand them, and respond with care. Interestingly, research from the University of California found that couples with high levels of empathy are more likely to have long-term, happy relationships. Empathy allows you to see the world through your partner's eyes, which builds emotional intimacy and trust. One of the best ways to develop empathy is through active listening. This means giving someone your full attention without interrupting or planning your next response. A simple nod or a gentle word of acknowledgement can show that you're fully engaged. Research published in Psychology Today shows that when people feel truly heard, they are 60% more likely to feel valued and understood. Another key to empathy is nonverbal communication. Your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice speak volumes. In fact, 55% of communication is nonverbal, according to the Mehrabian communication model. So, when you're feeling disconnected from a partner, try paying attention to the subtle ways they communicate through their posture or facial expressions. A powerful strategy to enhance your empathy is to practice perspective taking. Imagine how your partner feels in a particular situation, especially when they're upset. The more you try to understand their point of view, the easier it becomes to respond with compassion. A 2017 study from the Journal of Marriage and Family found that couples who regularly practiced perspective taking were significantly better at managing conflict. Empathy isn't just about understanding, it's also about showing support. For example, instead of offering solutions, sometimes it's more meaningful to simply acknowledge your partner's emotions. Instead of saying, "Don't worry, everything will be fine," try saying, "I can see why you're upset, and I'm here for you." This approach often strengthens the bond between partners and can turn an argument into a deeper connection. In short, empathy is more than just a nice-to-have skill, it's a powerful tool that can transform relationships. It fosters a deeper understanding, promotes better communication, and helps create a safe, supportive environment where love can thrive. Chapter 3: Emotional Self-Awareness. Your inner compass for love. Emotional self-awareness is often the first step in emotional intelligence, and it's a game-changer when it comes to relationships. Self-awareness means recognizing and understanding your emotions, as well as knowing how they influence your behavior. When you're self-aware, you're less likely to act out of impulse, and you can take control of your emotional responses. According to Goleman's research, self-awareness is linked to higher levels of happiness and emotional well-being. One of the easiest ways to build self-awareness is through mindfulness. Taking a few moments each day to check in with your feelings can help you notice patterns and triggers. For example, if you feel irritated every time your partner forgets something, mindfulness can help you recognize this emotion before it leads to frustration. Studies suggest that practicing mindfulness regularly can increase your emotional intelligence by 30%. Journaling is another powerful strategy for enhancing self-awareness. Writing down your thoughts and emotions can help you process feelings more effectively. According to a study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, individuals who journal regularly experience a 40% improvement in emotional clarity. By reflecting on your emotions, you can gain insights into why you feel a certain way and how those feelings affect your relationship. Self-awareness also means acknowledging your emotional strengths and weaknesses. Do you tend to shut down during arguments? Or maybe you get overly emotional? Recognizing these tendencies is the first step in changing them. Once you're aware of these patterns, you can actively work on improving them. For instance, if you tend to shut down, you might try expressing your feelings before they escalate into silence or anger. A unique aspect of self-awareness is the ability to manage your expectations in relationships. Sometimes, we expect too much from our partners, which can lead to disappointment and frustration. Understanding your own emotional needs and communicating them clearly can prevent misunderstandings. Research by the Gottman Institute shows that couples with clear expectations are 70% more likely to have long-lasting, fulfilling relationships. Emotional self-awareness isn't just about identifying your emotions, it's also about understanding their impact on others. When you're aware of how your emotions affect your partner, you can make more thoughtful decisions about how to respond. This creates a healthier, more harmonious dynamic in your relationship, helping you build a foundation of trust and mutual respect. By becoming emotionally self-aware, you're not only learning to navigate your feelings but also creating space for a deeper connection with your partner. It's the first step toward emotional growth, and ultimately, a more loving and balanced relationship. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights on emotional intelligence and how it can transform your relationships. Chapter 4: Emotional Regulation. How to stay calm when love gets chaotic. Emotional regulation is one of the most vital aspects of emotional intelligence, especially in relationships. It's the ability to manage and control your emotions, especially in moments of stress or conflict. Imagine being able to stay calm during an argument instead of yelling or saying something hurtful. This not only prevents unnecessary tension but also helps maintain a sense of balance and respect in your relationship. According to a study published in Emotion, couples who practice emotional regulation are 50% more likely to have satisfying relationships. A simple yet effective strategy for emotional regulation is the pause and breathe technique. When emotions are running high, taking a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and reset can prevent knee-jerk reactions. Research from the University of California shows that deep breathing helps lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone, which can help you stay grounded. This gives you space to think before responding, leading to more thoughtful and less impulsive reactions. Another powerful tool for emotional regulation is cognitive reframing. This involves changing the way you interpret a situation. Instead of thinking, "My partner never listens to me," try thinking, "My partner may be distracted, but I can help them understand how important this is to me." Reframing your thoughts helps reduce anger and frustration, and it often leads to a more productive conversation. A study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who regularly practiced reframing experienced less emotional distress and better conflict resolution. Mindfulness meditation is also a great way to enhance emotional regulation. Research by the American Psychological Association found that individuals who meditate regularly are more likely to manage their emotions effectively, particularly in stressful situations. By focusing on the present moment, you can better handle negative emotions and prevent them from escalating. This practice is especially helpful in relationships, where it can help you respond calmly to your partner's emotions. Another key strategy is setting boundaries. Emotional regulation isn't just about controlling your own emotions, it's also about understanding when to step back from a heated situation. Setting clear emotional boundaries with your partner can help prevent one person from dominating a conversation or using emotions as manipulation. This can be as simple as saying, "I need a moment to process this before we continue." Setting these limits promotes respect and understanding. Lastly, self-compassion plays a significant role in emotional regulation. According to Kristen Neff, a leading researcher in self-compassion, being kind to yourself when emotions get tough can reduce emotional reactivity. When you're gentle with yourself, you're less likely to react defensively. By acknowledging your feelings without judgment, you allow yourself the space to respond in a calm and composed manner. Emotional regulation is essential for maintaining peace and harmony in a relationship. The key is developing strategies that help you stay in control of your emotions, leading to healthier communication and stronger connections. Chapter 5: The Art of Emotional Communication. Love's true language. Communication is the foundation of any strong relationship, and emotional communication is the secret ingredient that makes it thrive. It's the ability to express your feelings honestly while being sensitive to your partner's emotions. According to a study by the Gottman Institute, emotional communication is one of the biggest predictors of relationship success. Couples who communicate emotionally are 80% more likely to have a stable, long-lasting relationship. One effective strategy for improving emotional communication is using I statements. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try saying, "I feel unheard when I'm not able to express myself fully." This shifts the focus from blaming your partner to expressing your own emotions, which helps prevent defensiveness. Research from the Journal of Marriage and Family shows that couples who use I statements during conflict are more likely to resolve disagreements peacefully. Another important element of emotional communication is active listening. Active listening goes beyond just hearing words, it's about making your partner feel understood. Research by the National Communication Association found that active listening can improve relationship satisfaction by 40%. It involves giving your full attention, nodding, and offering verbal acknowledgments like, "I hear you," or "I understand." This simple act of validation can create a deeper emotional connection. Nonverbal communication also plays a huge role. Studies suggest that up to 93% of communication is nonverbal, meaning that your tone, facial expressions, and body language speak louder than words. When you're in a heated conversation, pay attention to your partner's nonverbal cues. A gentle touch or a reassuring smile can help diffuse tension and show empathy, even when words aren't enough. Remember, your actions often convey more than what you say. Timing is another key factor in emotional communication. Trying to have an important conversation during a stressful moment or when either of you is emotionally charged can lead to misunderstandings. The Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that relationships thrive when both partners choose the right time to communicate. By waiting for a calmer moment, you can approach the conversation with a clear mind, making it easier to express yourself without escalating emotions. Finally, expressing appreciation is an often overlooked aspect of emotional communication. Complimenting your partner or expressing gratitude can strengthen the emotional bond. Studies show that couples who regularly express appreciation are 60% more likely to feel satisfied in their relationship. Small gestures, like saying thank you or acknowledging your partner's efforts, go a long way in fostering a loving and emotionally supportive environment. Emotional communication isn't just about talking, it's about connecting. When both partners feel heard, understood, and valued, the relationship becomes a place of emotional safety. By improving your emotional communication, you build a foundation of trust and love that can weather any storm. Chapter 6: EQ in Action. Real-life stories of love. Transformed emotional intelligence isn't just a theory, it's something that can be put into practice and can transform relationships. Real-life examples of couples who have embraced EQ show just how powerful these skills can be. Take Sarah and John, for instance. They were stuck in a cycle of constant arguments that seemed to go nowhere. But after learning about emotional intelligence, they started using strategies like active listening and emotional regulation. Within 6 months, their relationship went from constant tension to mutual respect and understanding. One key moment in their transformation was when Sarah used emotional regulation during a heated discussion. Instead of reacting impulsively, she paused, took a deep breath, and calmly expressed her feelings. John, noticing her calm demeanor, did the same. This small change led to a breakthrough in their communication and helped them resolve a long-standing issue. Another example comes from the story of Mark and Lisa, who had struggled with empathy in their relationship. Mark often felt like Lisa wasn't emotionally available, while Lisa felt misunderstood. After learning about the importance of empathy in relationships, they practiced perspective taking. Mark started to understand that Lisa's busy work schedule was affecting her emotional availability, while Lisa realized that Mark's quiet nature didn't mean he didn't care. This shift in perspective strengthened their connection and helped them develop a more compassionate relationship. Real-life success stories like these show how emotional intelligence can truly change the dynamic of a relationship. By focusing on self-awareness, empathy, emotional regulation, and communication, couples can break free from negative patterns and create healthier, happier bonds. Developing EQ takes time and effort, but the payoff is immense. As Daniel Goleman writes in his book Emotional Intelligence, the ability to understand and manage emotions is critical to emotional well-being and relationship success. In the end, emotional intelligence isn't just about avoiding arguments or controlling feelings, it's about creating an emotional landscape where both partners feel supported, heard, and valued. Whether through better communication, more empathy, or enhanced emotional regulation, EQ has the power to transform love and relationships into something deeply fulfilling. Be sure to subscribe for more tips and strategies to enhance your emotional intelligence and make your relationships stronger than ever.